What is up? Let's turn this down a little bit. Welcome to the Bible study live stream. This is Matt with So Cincy. I'm glad to have you join us on this beautiful Friday morning. My hair is a hot mess, but that's okay. I'm Matt with So Cincy. Just pouring my coffee. I'm sure my face was beautiful with that. Uh-oh. My computer's going. That's not good. It happens. Oh my goodness. I need to get in. I'm in the hunt for a new computer because it needs to be just a little bit more stronger and powerful for this live stream because it is a struggle fest, but that's okay. But I'm Matt with So Cincy. We are a ministry. My wife and I have a ministry here in Cincinnati built to help people evangelize and disciple, and we do lots of trainings and stuff like that. So we just wrapped up a 4-week evangelism class with our church, and it was really, really fun. So I enjoyed it. I think they enjoyed it when they said, "Hey, we enjoyed it." They could have been lying to me, but that's okay. We still love them though. 3 of them were family members, so they had to say they liked it, but that's all right. Love you, Mom and Dad and Ethan. All right, so we're in the live stream today. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to upload this. We're gonna be in Luke. What did I say? Luke 24. Yeah. We're gonna be in Luke. Yeah, Luke 24 today is where we're gonna be hanging out, and it's gonna be pretty exciting because this is like the end of the story that's been going on, and it's just cool. Like I wasn't expecting to go through I was expecting to go I wasn't looking at the calendar of verses that I had picked out. Sorry, my feet are not my feet, but my feet are itchy. Not my feet, my shins. They're itchy. But we're really excited to be doing this, and so we're gonna just go ahead and jump right into it. Hopefully y'all can read that. I think I can make it a little bit bigger, but it might throw off my thing. So we're gonna be going over to the resurrection today, and I'm trying to upload this live stream. There we go. I found it. I'm gonna pay attention to the chat today, so hopefully we don't get no trolls today for my no viewers right now. I don't even know. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna one day. I have a goal for every week, and that's to get good at something in terms of the live stream. This one was the camera, looking at the camera more, stuff like that. Being able to switch from this scene to the study scene, and that was my goal for the week. And so far, I think I did a pretty good job. I think I did a decent job this week. Next week will be promotion. That'll be my goal for next week. Promotion. I'm getting it out there. So let's head into Luke 24, 1 through 35. And it reads, is this even the right? I don't even think this is okay. I don't even have it on the right one. So I'm already failing this challenge. Let's switch this. There we go. Now we're good. Now we got it. Okay. Now y'all can see where we're at. Luke 24. Although I could have just changed it, but I didn't know where that window was. So Luke 24, 1 through 35. And it reads, but very early on Sunday morning, the women went to the tomb, taking the spices they had prepared. They had found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance, so they went in. But they didn't find the body of the Lord Jesus. As they stood there puzzled, 2 men suddenly appeared to them, clothed in dazzling robes. The women were terrified and bowed with their faces to the ground. Then the men asked, "Why are you looking among the dead for someone who is alive? He isn't here. He is risen from the dead. Remember what he told you back in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be betrayed into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and that he would rise again on the 3rd day." Then they remembered that he had said this, so they rushed back from the tomb to tell his 11 disciples and everyone else what had happened. It was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and several other women who told the apostles what had happened. But the story sounded like nonsense to the men, so they didn't believe it. However, Peter jumped up and ran to the tomb to look. Stooping, he peered in and saw the empty linen wrappings. Then he went home again, wondering what had happened. That same day, 2 of Jesus' followers were walking to the village of Emmaus, 7 miles from Jerusalem. As they walked along, they were talking about everything that had happened. As they talked and discussed these things, Jesus himself suddenly came in and began walking with them. But God kept them from recognizing him. He asked them, What are you discussing so intently as you walk along? They stopped short, sadness written across their faces. Then one of them, Cleopas, replied, You must be the only person in Jerusalem who hasn't heard about all the things that have happened there the last few days. What things? Jesus asked. The things that happened to Jesus, the man from Nazareth, they said. He was a prophet who did powerful miracles, and he was a mighty teacher in the eyes of God and all the people. But our leading priests and other religious leaders handed him over to be condemned to death, and they crucified him. We had hoped he was the Messiah who had come to rescue Israel. This all happened 3 days ago. Then some women from our group of his followers were at the tomb early this morning, and they came back with an amazing report. They said his body was missing, and they had seen angels who told them Jesus is alive. Some of our men ran out to see, and sure enough, his body was gone, just as the women had said. Then Jesus said to them, You foolish people, you find it so hard to believe all that the prophets wrote in the scriptures. Wasn't it clearly predicted that the Messiah would have to suffer all these things before entering his glory? Then Jesus took them through the writings of Moses and all the prophets, explaining from all the scriptures the things concerning himself. By this time, they were nearing Emmaus and the end of their journey. Jesus acted as if he were going on, but they begged him, Stay the night with us since it is getting late. So he went home with them. As they sat down to eat, he took the bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and gave it to them. Suddenly their eyes were opened and they recognized him, and at that moment he disappeared. They said to each other, Didn't our hearts burn within us as he talked with us on the road and explained the scriptures to us? And within the hour they were on their way back to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 disciples and the others who had gathered with them, who said, The Lord has really risen. He appeared to Peter. So when we go through this, if you read this later, if you're reading it just now, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. What does this passage reveal about Jesus, about God, about his plan? To me, what's interesting, where I would dig in more, is as they are, Jesus is with the guys, the followers, who they didn't know who he was. Verse 25, You foolish people, you find it so hard to believe all that the prophets wrote in the scriptures. Wasn't it clearly predicted? Then Jesus took them through the writings of Moses and all the prophets, explaining them from the scriptures all things concerning himself. I would wonder why. I mean, I have an idea to why he would do that. I have an idea that he's pointing out all the stuff that's happened, and stuff like that. Everything I get that, but I'd dig more into that because that's just interesting to me. I don't know why, but that's where I would be. I would look more into that. What does this say about humans? I'll be honest, nothing really stuck out to me. I'm curious in verse 32, didn't our hearts burn within us as he talked with us on the road and explained the scriptures to us? What's that burn mean? Let me look up another translation. Let me go to my NAS. What does it say? I went too far. That was like, what, 30? I think that was like around 35. Were our hearts not burning within us while he was explaining the scriptures to us? So same word. So I would do to see what this is about humans. I would do a word study of the idea around the hearts were burning. I'm gonna assume that their hearts had a yearning for what was going on in that present moment, like when you see your loved one, and your heart's just like, pup, 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 pup. That's what I'm probably thinking. What am I doing well? See, this is a hard. I'll be honest. This is a hard one today. What am I doing well? What do I need to change? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's believing in who Jesus is and who he says he was, who he says he is. Are you doing that well? Am I doing that well? There we go. There's my beautiful face. I didn't adjust my camera or my light this morning. How are you doing with Jesus and believing in what he says he will do? I know for me, I struggle with that one. Let's be honest. When things don't add up, I stress out, and that's it. Simple as that. Can I be honest? I mean, that's not. There's nothing special about that. I think everybody stresses out. And I'm not saying like, oh, woe is me. Either. Just when things don't seem to add up, I stress out. So, if you stress out, let's pray for each other today. Because I'll be honest, life was real tough yesterday. Worrying about bills coming up. Worrying about work. Getting stuff done. Trying to figure out how am I going to balance 4 meetings in an hour and a half today. Those things are all difficult, man. But I know Jesus got it. I know he's going to cover us in the present moment. I know he'll cover us in the present moment. I know he'll cover us in the future. I know he's covered me in the past. That's one thing to always go back to. When you feel like I ain't going to make it, think back to the past and think about all those times that Jesus has pulled you through. I saw a TikTok yesterday. It just came across my feed, and it said it was a stitch, and so the person was like, "What's your reason for believing in God?" And so I'm assuming, just because the way he was speaking negatively, I'm assuming he was an atheist, agnostic at best. And his comment was, humans are awful because we have to believe in a fake thing in the sky for comfort. And it's like, my response to that is, well, yeah. He is like, God is a God of comfort. Like, duh. That's who he says he is. He's not a God who says, you have to do this, then I will love you. He says, I love you. I will do all these things. You can come to me. Jesus says, my burden is easy. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. He's a God of comfort. So yeah, I believe in a magic fake thing in the sky, if that's how you want to put it, for comfort. Because he's comforted me in the past. So there you go. Who needs to hear this story? As always, we like to be evangelistic, if you want to call it that. Be thinking about who needs to hear this story. When you see things, I think you could probably focus on around the resurrection and being the people there being confused and all that up in, the first parts of the verse or the passage in 1 through looks like 1 through 11. But know that God has got to comfort. And so maybe on this Friday, just be comfort today. Maybe that's it. Who knows? But we love you guys. Thanks if you're watching this right now. Looks like we got one person. Hey, person. But if you check this later in the replay, we appreciate you. Leave a comment on your thoughts on it. I'll be replying throughout the day if you do leave comments. So far, no one's left comments, but that's okay. We're building. Do me a solid and hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, not so we can become rich and famous, as I always say. And I will say this until we hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll stop saying it, and then I'll say something else like "I love you" or something like that. I'll say it anyways. But subscribe to the channel, help us get to 1,000, so that we can change our name from user C593243 to @SoSensei. That's all I want to do. That's all. So, I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great day at work. If you're going to work, if you're off today, cool. Eat some tasty donuts from your favorite spot. Drink some coffee from a good spot. And tonight, if you're in Western PA, go Quips. So, my mom told me to say that. All right. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Hit that subscribe button. Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. We'll see ya.